What up, everybody? You already know Sly K Loco right here for another episode of CannaConvos with Rob from CLTV. I'm fucking pimping since pimping been pimping. This guy right here, man. You guys. If you don't know about Rob, you better go do some homework. All right, he's been out there in the CLT community. He has a channel called CLT. See, I'm getting that wrong. Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
yep.
CLTV, and he is one third of the From the Stash podcast. Also, he's the other half of the CLTV too, because there's Trey Strongs too. Don't forget about him. He's cool. We have him booked for an episode also to bring him back on. Because Trey, the last time that we had Trey, or that I was going to interview Trey, they started that fucking bullshit on Instagram where they don't want to let you go live. And so, yeah, he was one of the first ones where it started fucking up on me, man. I was like very disappointed in that. So it's been a couple months, but I rebooked them and we'll get him on here for this episode of CannaConvos. So, for another episode. For those who don't know, that's Rob. Rob, is there anything that you wanted to say to introduce yourself?
I don't know. I love the plant, all about the herb, man, and flavor connoisseur. That's what it's about.
Flavor connoisseur. So, yeah, so you're more into flavor cannabinoids or flavonoids, right? Than just like the yield and the hypes and shit like that. Because there was a lot of people out there that were on the hype for like Gorilla Glue, because it was big yields and it was the new thing, and everybody jumped on it, right?
I mean, a good Gorilla Glue, if it tastes good, like a spicy, peppery one, all day. But the one that people have, the big yielder one,
I was kind of it's kind of weird because a bunch of people started getting that one and it started turning out in the mids, man. When I first had that shit, I was like, "Yo, this is badass Gorilla Glue," and then I noticed the quality just going down and
oh,
down and down.
yeah, that's so true. Like man, it's like a hard drug with that shit. The first time was the best time, and ever since then, you're chasing this shit and it never comes back. Like that's
Bad.
literally exactly what happened for me, man. Is I loved it, and I grew 10 variations of it, and I never had one that was good. Not one.
Yeah, yeah. I had one that was it was mids. It was mids, but it definitely was Gorilla Glue because it tasted like Gorilla Glue. It just didn't come out. I don't know if I didn't grow it out right or it might have been me, but either way, it was big ass fucking yields though. I got like maybe 6 ounces off that one plant, which for me was pretty fucking like damn. Because
Oh, that's good for anybody. Shit.
yeah, oh yeah, it's fucking really good. Actually, as a matter of fact, I just harvest the Oaxacan that I got from Defiant Seed, and it gave me almost 3, 6, almost. It can't be 9 ounces because it's three of those big jars, and those big jars holds about 3 ounces, and I got three of them. So
Yeah.
I didn't weigh it out, which I should have, but it's a lot of fucking weed. I gotta say that's a very good yielder. Defiant Seed, huge shout out to you, man. He's doing a great job out there on this breeding because his plants, they produce and it's coming out pretty good shit too.
Hell
Um,
yeah, man.
anyways, let's talk about your latest video. I wanted to talk about your autoflower video that you made, where you were talking about autoflowers. For those who don't know, Rob has a YouTube channel out there, and his YouTube is very knowledgeable, brother. Like I'm looking at your channel, I'm like, damn, this guy has it down. His editing, like you were talking about how long it takes you to edit. I'm like, brother, your editing is fucking good to me. It looks great. Like,
I
but it does
appreciate
take a
it.
long time to do that, right?
Yeah. Over the years, it's been quicker. Working on everything, your craftsmanship of everything gets better. But yeah, man, the editing is big for me. I like to be able to make it. That's like the art form. Telling the story of what you're trying to articulating the message properly.
Yeah, yeah. And if you do a good editing, it comes across better too. Like people are just
Yeah,
more likely to pay attention and to stay connected, and listen to
yeah,
what you
that
said.
retention. It's all about the like pattern interruptions and the retention to be able to make sure that you can maintain like in class, man. If you're sitting there talking forever, it's boring. As where if there's a teacher who's bopping around and showing things and acting like
Yeah,
the professor, the fun one. People are like, oh man, I learned so much in that class. Like yeah, because they keep your attention.
yeah,
That's how you got to teach. Those are the best teachers I've ever had.
yeah. And I see that because like nowadays we are all ADD out here, man. I know I am. Shit.
Yeah,
And
myself for sure.
I gotta admit, even some of some other growers out there, their videos, I'd be like only getting halfway through before I'm like, all right, I gotta watch something else. But anyways, you
Yeah.
were talking about autoflower, so I wanted to ask you, what are your pros and cons of autoflowers?
Uh, for me, the only con of an autoflower, two of them would be that they flip too quickly sometimes. You can't control that, and that you essentially would not be able to have the proper genetic, like you couldn't keep the genetics.
Oh yeah,
Stoned watching the fight, drinking a little bit, but essentially you wouldn't be able to maintain those genetics most times, you know. And some people I've heard, Bill Ward. I got to watch the video. Somebody commented recently that Bill Ward successfully cloned one and actually grew it out. So maybe it can happen. You know, who knows? But
okay.
that's my biggest thing is, you know, you can self it and then get those seeds and then run through that method. But most people aren't doing that. I like to be able to buy a genetic and it's an investment. If I find one good phenotype out of a pack of 10, that's fine. I'll clone it. I'm good. I'll pay $100, whatever. I'm fine. But when it's an auto, I'm like, shit. Like, I hope it yields good. I hope I like the smoke. You know, I've been growing a lot of autos in the past 2 years, 3 years now, because they're my fill-in smoke, and there's more pros to it than cons, really.
What
Just
does
because
that
there's
mean? Fill in smoke.
so in between a harvest, like it's my perpetual side where I'll pull 2 or 3 plants, and it's different stuff, different herb that something. It may not be my main flavor, but I can try something different in between. So it kind of fills in that the middle ground of my harvest time. But
Yeah.
man, like, there's nothing bad to say about it besides that, really.
Yeah, I haven't. Okay, so the last time I grew an autoflower was about 3 years ago. Um, and that was partly because back then the autoflowers weren't as good, man. I'll just say it. They weren't as good. The ones I got at least weren't as good. Now
Yeah,
the technology and like the progression of the autoflowers are killing it nowadays. All I hear is good things about autoflowers nowadays. The terpene profile are going up, because that's what was my problem is the terpene profile just wasn't there. And I'm
yeah,
like you.
same, same.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like you, I have to have that good taste, man. I am chasing the taste. And yeah, autoflowers just weren't there, so I stopped growing them. But nowadays, now Humble Seeds is getting into autoflowers. I
I
mean
heard
Fast
Night
Buds.
Owl's got some flappers.
Yeah, they got some slappers.
Yeah,
Fast Buds was one of the first ones. They've been stepping up their game. They got autoflower, or I mean photo periods now.
yeah,
Uh
fast long photo periods and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, have you heard of those? Have you heard anything good about their genetics or their photo periods?
yeah, yeah. They all grow extremely great. They're all pretty. Chubbs is killing it, man. He's doing really good there. Sebastian's also another one killing it. I've only grown a couple. I forgot I grew some of theirs. I watched one of my videos back, an auto video, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. I grew fast ones before.
Huh.
It was the ones I had weren't all that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm big on the smoke. If you're just wanting to get some plants that grow and it's decent flavor, yeah, they did great. I didn't have any myself that were hitters. You know, there was a
Yeah.
trop cherry that Chubbs had, but I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to try a ton of them. The ones that I did try just weren't crazy for flavor for me. Good smoke, just, you know, not
Yeah.
hitting crazy.
The one thing I noticed with autoflowers is they get real fat nugs. The cola is always
Yeah.
huge.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I've been seeing that. It's like if they're good, if it's good genetics and it's bred well, definitely some fat colas. I've had before the ones that grow and it's, you know, this big and spindly and not much to it. And that is sometimes, you know, user error, but I had it in a big pot and it immediately started flowering. Like the second it was clone size, it started budding. I was like, shit,
ah,
already?
that's
Didn't even get
matters.
to train it, man.
I
I
know.
know. And I popped 4 of them, and out of the 4, 3 were runts. I'm like, damn, I'm going to get no weed out of this. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
smoke it right now.
So you spend all that time, man, all that time growing, and you barely get anything. That's why I would just, huh. But it's definitely a learning experience. For those out there, if you're new growers, I highly suggest trying out an autoflower for one of your first grows because it is stupid easy to get to flower, right? I mean,
Yeah, no guessing, not much guessing. You know, if it's a decent genetic, you're going to be like, wow, it just did everything. If you're in organic soil doing an autoflower, that's so damn easy. You're just watering your plant.
water your plant, boom, it flowers, it gets back, and it doesn't take 8 weeks or 7 weeks to get to maturity. Like it's, I think at the tops maybe 4 weeks. flower, maybe 3 sometimes. Shit, man. But they come in.
Like the growth. Some
Yeah,
of them like they'll finish in 49 days, 50 days from germination.
that's from germination, bro. That's crazy. So for those who don't know, also the autoflower is started because of rurales. There's the indica, sativa, and rurales, right? Rurales was the autoflower, and so now they're starting to cross the rurales with. Oh, oh, hold on one second.
I think
My
you need
headphone.
audio.
Yeah, my headphone connected right there. That's weird. Is it still on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Um, actually, let me disconnect it real quick. There,
Yeah,
there you are. All right. That was weird. Anyways,
yeah. You're seeing that with these fast flowers now. People are taking these autos and they're breeding them with photos and they're getting different results, and it's cool to see. I like the creativity of stuff. I just hope the prices stay fair. I don't like when new things come out and the prices are crazy.
oh
I
yeah.
get there's a lot of expenses, but like man, it's crazy. Like the triploid situation right now. Like I saw High again. Now they ran into Herms too. I'm like, damn, everybody did. Everybody got Herms. It wasn't just me. Like I didn't even want to say shit at first. I'm thinking that maybe I had it in the grow box. It was in organic soil, and I'm just watering stash blend into it. I'm like, how the fuck? What do I do to stress it? And there were bananas on the bottom of the plant, so I'm like, they're not on the top.
So you couldn't even notice it.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? And so it's happening to everybody, but that's new technology essentially in our space. Not new, but newer. And these autos have been that. So I only trust a couple companies right now that are putting stuff out. Fast Bud's obviously doing well. Mephisto, I hear Night Owl. I've never tried them, but I got the thumb action. It is something. It was fire. But I think that there's an opportunity for a lot of these new age breeders to find stuff that still does fast flowering or potentially autos,
So
but it does well
I was gonna ask
to
you
bring.
about that. The triploid, the donuts triploid, right?
Yeah,
So, and you weren't the only one to grow it out. Hagen grew it out, and then who else?
I think Joe might have it and Dakota too, maybe.
Basement. Oh, so all the big growers around here in our community had it, and then they all got perms. Oh man.
I don't know if everybody did. I haven't seen it. I haven't talked to them really. I saw um, Neil posted something earlier. I saw it was did a live stream and they had to go burn them all. I'm like, damn, that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a herm. I had a male. I popped about a couple regular seeds, and I went in there, and this male just bursted the pollen sacs within like
Oh,
2 days.
damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, "Yo, this is too quick for that to happen," but it did. Um,
That's the thing too is when you can't catch it. That's the tough part too, because you're like, oh well, I'm gonna just grow femmes, or these triploids. Well, if you don't catch it, it still can happen. And then when you got regulars, like you may think you got a female, and it turns out being a male, and you're like, fuck, man, this is spreading in my room.
yeah, and so all I did is I put him outside, and I'm gonna try to get some of that pollen to cross for another day. For when I'm
Yeah,
ready to breed down the road. Um, but it got mad because I just put it outside, and it was not ready for the sun, for the real sun.
yeah, it
So
was probably getting out there too
it
intense.
bleached the leaves so fucking bad. I was like, "Ow, shit." Well, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck about that motherfucker out there anyway. So I'm just gonna let him fucking grow. If he dies, he dies,
Get out of
right?
here, bro. Get out
Yeah,
of here, homie.
I know, right? It's ladies' night. It is not fucking. Uh, we're not having no motherfucking sausages in the in the
No
burritos.
lady boys, no none of that.
So, how is the growers gauntlet going? Is that still going?
Yeah, it's going good. So it's officially launched. We did a live stream on the first, kind of just going over everybody's grows, seeing that not everybody, but as many as we could in an hour's time. And a lot of people are in. We had 800 people total who tried to sign up, but only 150 got it through by the first or by 420.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, and so then going through all that, there's a lot of good growers, man. A lot of people who are killing it already. I'm like, damn, y'all are ahead of the game. They started in March, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. I gotta put on this do not disturb so that they don't call while we're doing this. Um, that's crazy. So 850 people signed up.
Yeah, initially 850 people got it there. Then, like out of that, clearing the line to actually get into it, 150 plus. So, and that's enough for me. I mean, we're working on an event out in LA that's going to be a banger, and at the most people can be, I think, maybe 100 people, maybe. And we're going to invite a bunch of like mutual friends and other people. So I'm like, fuck, if we go all the way out and we do all this shit and have all these people, and there's a lot who are from California, I'm going to invite a lot of these people. So 150 there alone is more than enough.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Let alone like having to go through all these people, man. Holy shit. There's a
yeah.
lot of growth to go through and go,
That's gonna be a lot of judging there, brother. Damn.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's crazy because I'm assuming you didn't think it would be this big.
No, no.
Yeah.
I was hoping for, you know, maybe 50 people by the end of it between all of us who like actually sign up to do it. Not a lot of people like to document and show their grow and be public with it. You know, only really content creators it seems, but
Well,
a
I
lot of
could
people
see that because we do get a lot of shit. I mean, there's a lot of people who message and they're like, "Hey, you're doing it wrong," or the
yeah.
backseat growers and shit. There's a fucking mad backseat growers, dude. I don't know if you saw the episode of Mr. Growett's podcast that I was on, but we were talking about how like this guy sent me a message and he's like, "Yeah, I think it's calcium deficiency or something," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I already tried that." And then he just fucking took it way wrong, sent me a message, shaking his plant, just like, "You don't think I can grow? You don't think I know how to grow?" And I'm like, "Yo, bro, like, what?
You can get over the top, bro, with this shit. That's what I'm saying. Is it's tough displaying the garden on the internet because everyone has an opinion. Even if you're not asking for help, you post something they're like, "Oh, hey, you should do this, this." It's like, I didn't ask, but Brett, thanks. Like,
Yeah. Sometimes I take the information, but most of the time I'm just like, "Hey, yo, okay, all right, man." And that's why I try to say out here for everybody growing out there, it's your grow, man. You do it the way you want to do it. Don't let nobody influence you unless you ask for it. But if you
yeah,
don't, just don't let the haters brush off, baby. Let them brush
it's
off,
like
please.
it's like when people post a status though, and somebody comments and has an opinion. Like, well, it's none of your business. It's like, well, you posted on the internet, dog. So I'm gonna say something.
You know?
So it's like you got to be ready for it. You got to expect some people are gonna say something. So bring your A game. So that's why it's a competition. You know, there's some people who are new who are growing, but the majority of them are experienced, been doing this shit. You know.
Yeah, you gotta have a tough skin for this content creating. And I know I got a kind of thin skin sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, what motherfucker?
I know. I don't see. And for me, I don't even look at it as thin skin. I look at it as just like I'm no fucking bitch. Like I don't come from a generation where you can be disrespectful and not think someone's gonna say something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're gonna go beyond content or beyond the plant and be disrespectful to me directly. Like nah. And that doesn't mean I got thin skin. That means I don't take shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just be passive. Like I'm not the type that's gonna sit somewhere in an event and somebody's running their mouth and I'm just like, nah. Like come correct. Be respectful. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say something correctly. I
And
don't
that's
like
one thing
that.
I say too, that if you're gonna say something, just say come at it perspectively, man. Don't
Yeah,
come at
think
me
about
hard.
the words. No, especially don't come at me hard on the internet, man. Like fuck that shit,
I call them window warriors from jail.
bro. Yeah, like I'm dealing with that with the whole copycat thing, and it's never like nobody's really saying shit. It's just he's on separate pages that he's blocked me from because he's an internet bitch. After calling me video call like this, hiding his face, threatening me, talking all this wild shit,
Oh
dropping the
yeah.
N bomb.
Yeah, I remember you saying that about something about that.
Yeah, I went to Hash Bash by my damn self, posted it. I'm like, hey, I hear there's fucking 10 packs of $7,000 genetics on my head. Come and get them. Like over me putting a video out that just said that this dude takes other people's genetics and resells them, even though he said it's a clip of his video with Homegrow TV. But people on the internet, man, they got this. They have a window, something in between there that keeps them safe, and they never have a repercussion for it, so they feel tough as fuck because they're wordy, they're good at talking. It's like, okay, man, keep it to the plant, keep it respectful. We're not just this isn't some Logan Jake Paul shit. We're
Yeah.
talking about weed. Keep it on the weed. If we got to go past that, then you're talking to me, Rob, personally, no longer Rob COTV.
Yeah, and I felt like it's weed, man. It's supposed to be bringing us together, not
Yeah, it's
separating us.
supposed to be good energy. It's not supposed to be that kind of shit. Like
Yes,
I'm
and
supposed
keep it
to
fucking good energy, because like this plant, the cannabis plant, is something that is fucking brings people together, man.
supposed to bring you to a good energy. People who got that side of that 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 aggressiveness for no reason are usually people who aren't even using the plant. They're using it to sell and monetize. It's like, bro, you be if go smoke a fucking joint, chill out. Why are you so aggressive?
Dude,
Go pack a bowl, roll a blunt.
I gotta tell you, man, I made a post earlier and I told everybody that I quit smoking, right? And I did. I quit smoking for a week. 1 week is all that I could handle before I was about to fucking destroy the whole world.
You just start being a dick to everybody. It's like, what is wrong with you?
I was like,
It's like,
you know, yeah, I need to get fucking high, dude. I took a hit, and now I'm using it just in the morning as like medication, straight up to keep my temper low. That's all it is, okay? Because I have anger issues. I mean, shit, I grew up crazy, and I got fucking mental
man,
problems and shit, and I gotta
it
keep my
happens.
anger.
You could go and get a bunch of medication that's going to dull you down and make you just go through life
A,
lethargic,
a
or you can do
zombie.
something like this, and that's where I don't get when people have that negative look at the plant because it's like, man, not only can you grow it as a great fun hobby, there's literally ads on Facebook and Instagram now. This Lush something company trying to sell it as a hobby, like buy this grow tent. It's a little grow tent and just the seeds in it, just water it. It's a great hobby. It's meditative. It's relaxing. It's like, yeah, growing plants is. And if you're not growing to sell the weed, then you could grow a couple for yourself, just smoke it, relax, or however you want to consume it. And it's so many benefits to it. But then you've got the other side where it's monetizable and people can make money, and they're more focused on just getting the biggest, baddest, coolest plant, the most bud, the most whatever they're doing. So it's finding that balance, and not losing the opportunity in this industry and in the community, but making sure you don't lose the community in the industry.
There you
You
go.
know what I'm saying?
I, I like the way you put that. That was very nice. I wish somebody take a clip of that, put that on there. That's what we're gonna put it, man. That was beautiful. Actually, I'll do that when we're editing it. So how is the FT Ed from the Stash podcast uncensored going?
Pretty good. I mean, we got age restricted every time, but it's the goal is to pretty much just be free with this shit and have fun with it. Like we can film episodes in person together and crank out a bunch of episodes, and then we could do these every week. It's literally for the community because I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, people missed us having weekly live streams. They missed us being together more and doing shit. Now that we're getting in person, we don't want to have our quality lowered by doing it digitally like we do. So I'm like, let's do live streams and make a whole different show and make it a new standalone project. And so far, like I love doing it. I look forward to it. So,
Yeah, I think it's great, man. You're starting to show. I haven't actually. I don't think I've seen the newest episode, latest ones. I've been a little bit busy, if you don't know.
oh yeah,
But
absolutely. Family and life, man. Gotta take care of business.
fucking life, man. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, I love your tattoo, brother. God, it's a fucking badass tattoo, huh?
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you. Good looking out.
Gorgeous. If you guys don't know about that one, it is beautiful. Those are
That's my boy
trichomes.
Ryan Suarez, man.
Such a fucking beautiful tattoo. I was gonna steal your idea, but I was like, I better not.
That's cool, man. And inspire it. I love it. This is like embodies Mary Jane. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a blunt was what I like, but it's the leaf. There's trichomes. There's molecules. It's all just,
The
and then
chick.
the beautiful woman kind of just puts together. Yeah, I gave my buddy an idea, and he was like, "Nah, how about this?" I was like, "Bro," and he just freestyled on my arm, just drew a beautiful fucking picture. And I'm like, "Dude, let's run it."
Yeah,
Killed it, man.
he fucking killed it. And that black and white is just gorgeous, man. Or black and gray, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Um okay, so what are your thoughts on the box? The because you have the Vivo Sun box right, that you're using right now, right?
I think there's
And
there's a major place for it, man.
there was another box that you were using that didn't go that well, right?
Hey Abby, yeah, that one sucked.
So what were the differences between those two?
So the biggest thing was the Hey Abby box. There was no on-panel control. You had no controller on the thing itself. You only have the app. So if
Mhm.
the firmware fucks up, if you get logged out, lose internet connection, you can't control anything in there. As where this, right on it itself, you can control it or you can use the app, or you can use both. And so it's like that alone is a safety feature for me that made it so it was worth doing. I didn't want to have a situation where shit happens with my phone. That's how what happened with me is I thought I was in flower. I flipped to flower, and then my plant keeps growing and growing. What the fuck? What is? I've grown this one before. Why is it still vegging? You know, it
Yeah.
never takes this to flower. And then I look on the phone and see there was a firmware update I missed. I'm like, what? And it corrected the issue, and then it didn't correct the issue. There's another issue where then I do go to drain the water, and it wouldn't drain the water, so I had to manually scoop it out. I'm like, and I'm trying to get this for my grandma who's 76 and has emphysema and is an old hippie, you know what I'm saying, and just wants to have a little hobby.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. I saw this thing and I'm the V-Grow, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna grab one of those for her. They ended up hitting me up after they saw me reach out to buy one and sent me one out to try. And I mean, I like it. It's not like I definitely will be growing full time in it. But if you're in an apartment, you're in a small space, you're a
So hobby.
handicapped person, man, bro, all day, easy peasy. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Lemon
insane.
squeezy. Yeah, I've been looking at that, and I've noticed that that looks like it is everything in there. For those who don't know, it has the light, it has the watering system too, right, in the bottom of it.
Yep, it's got that. It's got these little fans built in the side that are just little like a car wash fan system. It's crazy.
Oh hell
It's pretty
yeah!
cool.
So do you have
Yeah, it
to
could go on
maintenance
too.
those?
Nah, you can do shit. You just press a button and you increase how high you want it or how low you want it. Like I had no humidity issues. Overall, it worked good. But I said this a long time ago. I said if not long, but when I had the Hey Abby, I said if a brand like AC Infinity, for example, if they were to put one out, or Vivo Sun put one out, or Mars or Spiderfly, somebody who has grow equipment and grow experience,
Yeah.
not just random ass Hey Abby brand, it's a tech company, and they came and they made something that has the stuff they've already made in an automated system. That's a winner. It's a
Yeah,
winner.
because I think that was like almost a no brainer for fucking Mars Hydro or there it goes again, bitching.
Yeah, see, I think there's a space for it. This is for the person who's going to the dispensary once or twice a month, and they could grow this and get 4 ounces. Like I got a little over like 3.5 ounces total because there was larky shit I don't even count. But so it wasn't great, but I didn't do any work other than trimming it, you know. So if somebody could have that and they're smoking and they're pulling this every 3 to 4 months, depending how long they veg it, Gucci, they're good. They're all set.
Gucci, man. That's so cool too. I love how the technology has improved since it started growing. Because like when I was growing, to think that you would just have a box that would be taking care of everything for like by itself. Oh, I
Oh,
wish
dude, it's
we
like
could
the
have got it.
Phototron. You remember the Phototron at High Times way back in the day?
No,
Like early 2000s, maybe late 90s. I was a kid and I
I
was
remember
buying
high
it.
time.
It was a fucking box that was just like the Hey Abby thing, but it was like had mirrors around the sides and CFL lights, and it was like an automated grow box. And I was like, man, if we can get one of those, we don't have to buy any weed. We just get this, we're good.
With CFL light. Oh my god,
Yeah, piece of shit.
it would have got so hot.
I know, and it was like $1,000 back then too. So then the Hey Abby came out and it was $899. And only once Vivo Sun put their shit out did they drop it down to $450. And I'm like, y'all could still put this down to $250.
Yeah,
This would be $300. I could see $300, and then maybe set up for their subscription thing that gives you assistance and fucking whatever cool perks that you get. I don't know. For money, cool. But for the community, something that's somewhat affordable, still profitable, but it brings the people who aren't growing in. They, this is like their entry level easy bake oven. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like their little starter stepping stone into the grow world, because then they get confident, like, damn, that weed was fire. And then their buddy's like, oh, why don't you just get a tent? What? Like, yeah, $90, $100. You just go, whatever. Like, you can really gain the confidence to get you there, because then you learn, like, shit, this is better than the dispensary.
oh yeah.
You know, it just, you only know if you've been doing this shit. Like, I know people who didn't start smoking until they were 30. And like they don't know anything besides the local dispo that's giving them garbage, and they're like, "Oh, my buddy, his stuff is killer." I'm like, "This shit's mids."
Yeah,
Like, well, that's so good. I'm like, "You think that was good, bro? You could do better than this."
yeah. And it's always better when you grow it yourself. You could taste that way better. There's fucking better terps, all that shit. I'm gonna switch this back to my headphones because I can hear myself on yours.
Oh, you're good.
That way. Oh my god! Hold on one second.
Technology, bro. Technology. I was having this during break. for the course gone. Like, I had all sorts of issues. My camera wasn't working. Nobody
Yeah.
could connect, so I had to get StreamYard instead of the whole thing I worked on.
Yeah, it's crazy how fucking technology will just shit out on you when you fucking least need it or when you least expect it.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's see here. What are your thoughts? Okay, so how much are those boxes?
This one's like 480, 470, 450.
480.
It's under 500.
It's under
So
500 and it has everything that you need.
yeah, I mean, it even comes with nutrients and brick of cocoa, and like all you need is a seed.
Really?
And
The nutrients
yeah,
and your cocoa setup? Damn, then it has everything. Like that's pretty good deal then, if it has all that. And we still don't know like because I feel like those boxes are new technology still, so give it another like 4 years or something like that, and it will like
oh
catch
yeah,
up.
it'll be a normal thing. It'll be a normal thing. There'll be ones that are even more advanced that'll have like the CannaConvos features at the end. Like this has a drying cycle, but uh, the humidity was a little too low for my liking, so I didn't dry it in there.
Okay.
So it's just like you have an opportunity to take over an area in the market that people aren't utilizing. There's a whole window of opportunity. People just haven't really done it. So it's a stepping stone into the right direction of the masses growing their own stuff. You know.
Yeah. So and since the what is it, rescheduling of weed, like or cannabis, it's gonna be like I know there's a lot of people out there that are just pissed off about it and everything because it does open up the door for corporations to get in more, corporations and not just us, the small grower, right? But for me, I feel like we need to take a win wherever we can get it when it comes to this shit because this took 50 fucking years for them to even budge on fucking cannabis.
For
So
the masses of people who smoke, it's good. Like it's only for us growers and people with the business that need to be concerned at all. But the smokers, the consumers, it's opened up a whole new area for people who are like, fuck, I could go to CVS and get me a fucking blunt. It's
yeah,
like, maybe.
well, hopefully they get it to where it's like in Oregon, where you can use your debit card at the dispensaries
Yeah, yeah, that'd
and
be
just
cool.
run it as they run it as an ATM transaction. So like it's pretty cool because you could use your fucking debit card. You don't need cash, and they
Yeah,
give you a little bit of cash back.
some places have that like a ATM type of thing. They did that at the dispensary I was a director for. Like it was like they gave you a fee, like ATM fee, but
Yeah.
then they take the cash out and then put it in. It was a weird situation, but probably same thing.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but it feels a little bit better. I don't know. It just kind of because one thing that I have said from the beginning is as soon as the banks could get into this, that's when everything's going to open up and we can start to,
Oh yeah,
and just like everything, of course, when you do it in a mass production, quality is going to go low. Or quality is going to be a little bit lower. Some people say that that's not the case. I feel like it is the case because you can't sit there and give this single plant all the love and attention that it needs to be as good as it fucking could be. You understand?
man,
Well,
I've
you
seen it
know.
firsthand, dude. I've seen it firsthand. Like 30,000 square foot facility, depending on who the person was in the room and how much attention they gave to that actual crop, it could be fire one time and mids is fucked the next time and not passing testing even. Like that quickly. Otherwise, you just got to make it like an automated factory line and make it decent enough and it passes testing and you sell it. And that's the masses of the grow. It's too much to handle.
Yeah, and it's this is gonna be kind of new territory we're stepping into. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Were you excited or were you skeptical when you heard about it?
Oh, super! I heard about it a while ago. I'm working on a project with AP News right now. A cool week project. I'll talk more about once it's all out.
Okay.
But it's a real cool thing for the community. And I heard about this a little bit ago, and I wanted to talk more about it, but I was like, we'll wait. And then AP broke it, and I'm like, oh, all right. So it happened. It's legit, and it wasn't even put in place quite yet. It was like there, but not there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens up in like a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Because when in Michigan, when things went legal, it was a slow churn. It kind of a couple people got into it, and then it got really oversaturated, and then big brands got in, and then they started fighting the home growers. Like we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see. I'm concerned, but no matter what, I'm gonna keep doing my motherfucking thing.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah. You best believe. We're gonna be doing what we're gonna be doing. Shit.
I'll be Schedule 3, and I'm just consuming some Schedule 3 though.
Yeah, same as Tylenol, motherfucker. Same as Tylenol.
Shout out to Lisa.
But that's what I like though, is the deschedulation, or like the, not deschedulation, but it going down lower just means definitely people are not going to be getting their houses kicked in, fucking their kids taken away, fucking all this other bullshit that they be doing to people over fucking weed, man. I mean, come
That's what
on,
I'm
dude.
saying. Like, it's good for the masses. It's good for the masses of people. So I get it, but it's a weird one. It seems like it was the only alternative for big pharma and for you know the corporations of the world to be able to make money. It's like, all right, let's put a way that we can grab it and
Yeah,
we can only hold it and we can get market share because ours won't be great, but we know that we can hold on to it. Nobody else can compete with us
yep.
unless they get this license that we approve them for.
Yeah, and so like I'm a little worried about on the corporation side, but as for the home growers, man, I'm just fucking glad that we're not gonna be fucking like kicking down doors and shit, because they like in Texas, they're still fucking hating on cannabis like it's the fucking 30s, or like it's the 2000s or
Crazy.
something.
That's crazy, man. I always forget because I'm so spoiled. I've been here legal for fucking a minute. 2018, 2008. I don't know. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I think ours
2008.
was seven four. I'm in Washington State. I can't remember when it was.
2008. Been here.
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Definitely, I've been high ever since then, though. I'll tell you that
Oh yeah. And
much.
then and before and after, baby. Like yeah.
And
Just
I,
it's one like I just don't like the fact that some people's first weed experience may be a fucking commercialized bullshit one. It's like,
yeah,
nah, nigga, let me have the right shit. You said you
I-
like burgers, you McDonald's. Let me make you something good.
right? Well, I really hope that everybody, like in my perfect world, everybody would take a page from Oregon, and like you'd be able to smell the bud before you buy it, like,
Yeah.
and it's nothing but fire over there, just nothing but fire. I don't even think I've gotten mids on the Oregon coast ever, ever.
Oh yeah.
Ever. The fucking bud is
That's good.
dank. $30 a fucking like an eighth. Like you would think $30 an eighth. Oh, I'm not gonna get good shit. No, not over there, doggy. Over there you get fire. Oh,
Oh yeah.
I fucking
See,
love
that's what's up.
Oregon. Like
That
Oregon,
West Coast man has some good shit.
brother. I'm trying to tell you, man. It is nothing but fire over there. I don't even think I've gotten any mids except for pre rolls. I have gotten a mid pre roll.
Pre-rolls are where you hide the mids.
That's where you hide the mids.
That's where
And
you hide them.
it makes me irate because I don't know who the fuck went out there and was like, you know what, joints are lesser, so we're gonna put the mids in the
Yeah,
joint,
that's ready to consume. It's like somebody instead of 2 liters of soda, we're gonna put the garbage flat stuff in the ones that people take and drink when they walk
in the
out.
cans, in the 18-ounce cans or something, right?
Yeah. Like what the fuck? I don't
Yeah,
know.
no.
Same shit. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, that makes me
You're
so
gonna put the
fucking mad.
best, put the top quality shit there, so they come back and they're like, damn, this is fun. They
Yeah,
don't care. I'm telling you, in 20 years, not only will flower be like nobody, only old heads are smoking flower or the purists, but it'll be like just ready to consume shit at the stores, all ready to consume. Like you can walk out and consume it. Nobody wants to go find a spot and break up. Nobody's walking around with a tray and shit. They're like, hang on. They're just let me hit it. Let me go. Let me do me.
yeah, I gotta
Or
admit,
pass my bowl.
when I have to pull out my tray, I feel like that. I'm like, oh god, this is horrible.
Yeah, it's like I want to be ready to just go and do it. And I understand, like I like the flour because I know that shit's mids. But if it was good, if I'm on the road and we're going somewhere traveling, like I'll just buy a pack of joints if they were good.
Yeah.
But they're always shit. I know they're shit, and when they're not, they're $15, $20 for a joint. And I'm like, it's a gram joint for $20. Are you
Hmm.
fucking high?
Oh,
twenty
dude,
dollars a gram?
I went to Vegas a couple years ago, and this is when they first went legal over there, and they have like the dispensary Planet 13. That's did you go to Planet 13 when you were there? All
I
right,
had to
cool.
go.
So when you go in there, go and tell them that you have your medical license. If you got your medical, they take you over here to the side and they give you the medical grade stuff, which is way fucking better than everything else. I was
Damn, that's what
like,
we should have done because we had
yeah.
fucking garbage.
Oh, brother, oh man.
Paid $150 for like a half ounce of mids.
Uh,
They
yeah.
gave it to the homeless people and they didn't even appreciate it.
Wow. They're like, what is this shit?
Yeah.
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
Hey, what the fuck is this?
No, but they took me over to the side and they were like, here. let me give you the real stuff. And I was like, ooh, I felt all special. I was like, wow. And that fucking edible that I took fucked me up, bro. Holy shit, I was
Yeah,
so fucking
a
high.
lot of those, like the edibles, will still hit right because they'll put a bunch of THC and everything else you need it because they extract it from outdoor or whatever else. But
Yeah.
the flower, especially in Vegas, it just doesn't preserve long because
Oh,
of the humidity and the temperature.
I remember now. I was going down the strip and I saw one of these fucking little kiosks there, and I was like, "Oh, you got weed?" And they're like, "Yeah, we got pre rolls." I was like, "All right, hell yeah, let me get a pre roll. What do you got? You got any Bubba Kush?" They're like, "Sure, we got Bubba Kush." I was like, "Wow, okay." Not even thinking about it. I was like, "Just load it up, right? Ring me up, right?" Ding, 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 ding. That'll be $45. $45 for one pre roll, bro.
Holy shit!
I stopped in my tracks and was like,
Take
and
it back.
just turned
Put it back
around
on the
and
shelf.
walked away. I didn't even say put it back. I just turned around and walked away because that shit blew my fucking mind. And you know there was cut in it. You know
Oh
there was
yeah,
a cut joint.
it was grim and bullshit.
For
That's
one
crazy.
fucking joint, I was like, I fucking like, I almost died, dude. If I would have had a page
That's an
back then,
insult.
I would have fucking put them on blast and everything. But I didn't have a page back then.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's the issue. It's like people can get away with it when it's people who are new to the game and they've never consumed. They're like, "Oh, honey, we're in Vegas. You want to try a joint?"
Yeah. Well, everything's expensive in Vegas. I can see that. No, no. I came
Yeah,
back.
not
I was
that.
like, I am a grower. I will never pay fucking
No,
that kind of money
fuck
for
that.
weed. Sorry.
That's insane.
That shit fucking blew my mind. Um, but let's switch it up here. On the hash bash 2024, how did that go? Otherwise, other than the homie talking shit, right?
Yeah, fucking. Nah, I just at that point I just said, "Hey, I'm out here. I tell people where the fuck I'm at. Talking about you gonna pull up or something. Pull the fuck up. Talk all the internet stuff. Jesus." And then he just blocked me. I'm like, "So you can harass me, but if I say something back to you, internet tough guy, you just like to bully people is what it is."
Block 'em. That's what I do.
Yep. So it was pretty cool. I mean, it's gotten real corporate. It used to be all, you know, homegrown grassroots, but it's gotten real corporate. And then the area that's not, like the Trap Fest for the Hash Bash Cup, all the weed was just like dispo bud, just
Oh,
mizzy purple, no terp, just mids all over. It was crazy. There's so much of it. Just every like it's like a swap meet. Just every corner, just somebody there with a little booth with a bunch of bags of mids. I'm like, damn. Walk up, dude's like, "Hey, my baby." They're all like dudes from like the Middle East or China and shit too. It's like y'all ain't from here. Like y'all barely got you got super strong accent. And this weed is not from here. It's like this is some shitty backdoor dispo weed from somewhere. And half the dudes like, "These are Cali packs, bro. We have Cali packs for you." I'm like, "We're in Michigan. I'll just take some Michigan pack." You guys are like, I
yeah.
was trying to buy something. I wanted something different that I didn't grow, and nobody. I literally face in every bag. It's like nothing. Nothing. I
Damn.
was so disappointed. And then the couple people who had something that was decent, one dude was like, "It's just 400 an ounce." I'm like, "What are you? This is blow? What the fuck are you talking about? 400 an ounce?
This ain't 20 years ago, William.
What the
We ain't
fuck?" And I
paying
was
those
like, "This
kind
is
of fucking
Michigan,
prices.
dude." I was like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "It's an insult." It's like, "Yeah, thanks, man. No thanks." But yeah, it was a little disappointing. I'm probably not gonna go back. It might be my last year going to college.
That sucks. That kind of sounds like, just uneducated people. I don't know
Yeah,
that you
or it's just an
cannot charge
opportunity.
that much.
It's just that it's an opportunity to stuff because half the people are from Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, and they're buying other shit and they're reselling it in their time. You know, it's to the point now where, like, in my opinion, it's just you got to be a hobbyist and passionate about this shit. Otherwise, it's just a commodity now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. Well, I had watched some documentary on how this industry was changing, and there was an executive that was just sitting there, and the guy goes up to him and he's like, "Look, this is going to be the new thing. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be the new thing." He's like, "Look, I don't care about anything but money." He's like, "Just tell
Yeah.
me where the money is, and that's where I will invest." And I'm like, that motherfucker right there does not need to be in the game. Like, he's the
There
problem.
was a thing on Vice. I started watching a minute of it, and they were like, he's like, this is the big investor of all the weed stuff, and he's like, I'm a real estate guy. He's like, I just do whatever. It doesn't matter. He's like, I saw this was a green rush, so I moved to a different state when I see an opportunity. It's like, oh, you don't give a fuck about the plant. It's just an investment. It's like,
Mhm.
okay. So you're just here to capitalize on all of us, and you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, and stuff that's, well, we could say, I don't know how much peas go for over there, but at 1,200 a pound or something like that, or
That'd be
1,600 a
that'd be
pound.
like high quality 1200, anywhere from like 8 to 12.
Yeah, 12, and that's fucking dank. If you don't, I don't know.
I know, and it used to be like 24 was the dang, like 33 was what I used to be getting, and then all of a sudden it started dropping. I was like, I'm never liquidating again. This is all mine.
Yeah, gotta do what you
Once
gotta
it
do,
hit
man.
down to 2, I was like, that's it. Fuck this shit.
So, the Global Grow Cup, I saw that, right? And I was
Yeah,
thinking, okay, so everybody over here on the other side, we're doing a little copycat kind of thing where we're doing uh the the Green Gauntlet. And the Green Gauntlet is going to be a solo cup, uh, grow off. And we had a bunch of people in that shit. When I got asked to get on there, I think there was only like 30 people, but now we're at 100 and something. So
hell yeah,
now,
man, it's awesome.
yeah, so now I can see how you were talking about how on yours, like you
Yeah,
went,
it gets overwhelming almost.
yeah. Once the chat started going off, all these chats, I
Yeah,
was like,
can't even read
yo,
it. Can't even read it.
yeah, I can't even read it because I can't stand, like, I can't go all the way down because I'll be reading forever. So I'm like, shit.
Exactly. Or scrolling up and fucking talking to people who aren't even there anymore.
Yeah, and I'm
You know.
like, God, I don't want to mute it, but I got to mute it. But I'm still doing it. Don't worry, guys. It's gonna be a good thing. We'll see whoever wins. We already got sponsors and everything gonna be there for the packages for the winning package. Yeah. So whoever wins is
Yeah.
gonna get a bunch of shit. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, man, it's
So
awesome.
what's your preference on regulars, feminines, and autos? What do you prefer?
Uh, Honestly, I don't have a preference. I never really, definitely not autos isn't my preference. When it comes to fems or regulars, I don't really whatever it's available in. A lot of people have one or the other nowadays. So whatever they got, I'm cool with it. Really, if I got to hunt it, it's a little different. But I'll usually use a sex testing kit, go to Farmer Freeman or something, and so I
Okay.
don't have to worry so much about wasting to grow the whole plant. But when it comes down to it, it's like I never have really thought about that. It's a good question.
Ah,
I guess like it's easier for femmes, but I'm not too worried about my plant count. I usually keep it low over here, so I'll grow whatever the breeder has for that particular genetic.
that's what you're gonna take. Nice. Personally, I like fems. I did a run with regulars, and I'm just over regulars. Like, I don't want to
Oh,
see no
absolutely.
fucking males anymore. I want to know that if I'm gonna put my time into this, I'm getting some buds. I mean,
Yeah, that's how a lot of people. That's the main reason why they're into it. It's the guaranteed result.
so the Seedman genetics. I've seen a lot about the Seedman genetics, and I've never grown any of his seeds or the company or um. Would you highly recommend that to anybody, or would you recommend some of
I'll
the
find out after I grow their genetics. They're a seed bank, so they got other people's stuff too, like Humboldt and uh, my compound and Mephisto and a
Manifesto?
bunch of other people. But yeah, I mean, I'll find out. It's growing. I've got one of the plants now. I'm growing the Fuel DOG. It's growing decent so far,
Okay.
and we'll find out. Everything that Troy's growing, Northern Scrogger, has been beautiful. And he said smoke's great, super tasty, and that's what convinced me to work with them too. Because I was like, all right, their in-house genetics are good. They treat you good, and they sell other people's shit that I know. So let's do it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I was sitting over there and I got my sister in law or my sister to grow, and her boyfriend came over and was like, check it out. I got these new genetics. And it was seedman seeds. And I was like, how the fuck did you know about that? And he's like, oh man, I just did a little research. I was like, nice. Well, I'm going to have to get a seed
Oh
from you.
yeah,
That way I could try them out.
yeah. Hopefully it's good, man. I've heard
Yeah.
some good things. So
Yeah. Hopefully it's good, man. And my brother, I like to call my brother in law because he's been with my sister for a long time. That guy has the passion to grow, so he is
hell
definitely
yeah,
going to be a good grower down the road.
hell yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So I saw one of your videos. You were talking about weed tube. Could we go a little bit more into that? Because I never heard of it.
Yeah, it was when everybody kind of got deleted back 2018ish. A lot of cannabis content creators, um, they basically started up another platform that was an area to upload videos, and they called it the Weed Tube. It was like a YouTube alternate for cannabis. Unfortunately, it was an expensive project. I mean, it's super hyper niche specific, and it's like it didn't last. You know, like they tried, but you got to have a lot of money. You got to have the tech team. You got to have the backing, the traffic, and when it boils down to it, it's just like there's not enough. At the time, I don't think there was enough technology and audience. You know, maybe now, but like we're in a day and age where YouTube is allowing the shit. There's Rumble, there's fucking Instagram, there's X, there's Facebook, there's so many
Social
platforms.
club.
Social, yeah. I mean, there's so many platforms that it's like there's no point. You know, it was cool that they tried it, but it really boils down to like the expense of running a social media network and a YouTube alternative. You need millions and millions of dollars, not hundreds of thousands. You know.
Yeah. I really think that YouTube needs to stop fucking around and just let us do our thing because, like, they have way worse stuff on there than just fucking
Oh my
cannabis.
god. Yeah, I got a video called "Why I Don't Show Plants on My Channel Anymore." It's not. I do show plants on the channel, and essentially it just shows all the bad shit they allow and how much it impacts your channel when they put an age restriction or when they hide your content. But then they'll monetize a video that shows you how to make meth. You
Yeah,
know, which is
steal
like,
cars.
yeah, exactly.
Like I saw that video on how they're stealing the Kias, and it like literally
Yeah,
showed you how to steal a fucking Kia.
step by step, step by step. That's what I'm saying. Like this is
I'm like, I'm
it's
like,
a joke.
hold on, but our plant is too fucking much. Like, really?
That's what I'm saying.
So what's a white label genetics? I didn't get to see the whole video that you were talking about that on.
So that's essentially what Seedsman does. So Seedsman will work with smaller breeders, and then they'll buy the genetics and just call it a Seedsman genetic.
Oh,
So there's companies that do that who don't do a vetted process and just buy big bulk amounts, and they'll call it whatever they want to call it. They're like, this is pineapple train wreck, this is OG Kush, this is critical mass, sell it. And there's other brands that just rename the breeder, and they're like, well, now this is ours because we bought it. You're our breeder.